What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Inglorious Film Nerd. I'm your host, Levi Nuttall, and welcome to episode 7 of talking about the Best Picture nominees before the Oscars. And today, it's finally Sinnin time, baby! Because, Max, what are we talking about?
We're talking about Sinners. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me, Levi.
Thank you so much for being here. So, Max was supposed to be here to talk about Sinners last week, but he unfortunately got sick, and it made both of us very sad because we were so excited to record the episode. But now, he's not sick anymore because his passion for Sinners matters more than being sick to him. So he overcame the virus. So, Max, I know you love this movie so much. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey with the movie?
Yeah, of course. So I think the first time I heard about the movie was through a audio ad on Spotify, and I'm gonna be so for real. I heard the ad, I'm like, oh, this sounds trite, this sounds dumb. I was like, whatever. And I didn't really know a lot about it. And I'm a broke college student, and I don't normally go to the theater. I would love to, but don't have the money for it. But I had a friend invite me to go watch it with them, and I sort of came in with low expectations. And I didn't realize it was a vampire movie. I didn't realize it was a movie about music. And it blew me away. It was so incredible. And I went out with Al, a common friend of me and Levi's. And
Great guy.
we sort of sat in the car afterwards, after watching the movie. And we sat in silence. And then we looked at each other after I think about maybe 3 minutes of just sitting in silence, just being like, whoa. And we were like, that was the best movie I think we've seen in a long time. And seeing it in the theater is always such a wonderful experience. I actually went, I believe, 2 more times in theaters, which never happens for me. And so I watched it 3 times in theaters, and I've watched it, I think, twice, 2.5 outside of theaters. It's so good. It's genuinely one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dude, it's amazing. I remember because I saw this. I've been hearing things about it, and I've been hearing, oh, it's way better than you think it is, and I'm like, okay, and I didn't know anything about the movie like you.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, I'm a little disappointed because I did hear it was a vampire movie before I went in. And that was the one thing I wish I didn't know, because everything else was such a huge shock. The quality, the music, everything was amazing. But then because I knew about the vampires, I'm like, no, it would have been so much cooler if I didn't know that. But it was still, amazing. It was still amazing. Oh my gosh. I remember because, I think the best types of movies I watch are the ones where I go in expecting it to be a 10 out of 10, and then I'm still blown away.
Oh, yeah. We went and saw it together, right?
We did go and see it together because Max Wright, who's on the channel before, he hadn't seen it yet, and it was his first time seeing it. And oh man, what a movie!
It's so good. I definitely knew it was going to be a horror or thriller of some kind based on the audio ad, but I didn't expect it to be vampires. And for people who are not familiar. Creatures, especially romantic gothic creatures like werewolves and vampires, are something about them just the queer community resonates with. And so as a member of the queer community, seeing a vampire movie done well with sort of the original mythos of a romantic vampire was so refreshing, and it was everything I expect from vampire media. It's dark, it's atmospheric, it's kind of sexy. It's
kinda. It's very sexy.
It's pretty sexy. It's a pretty sexy movie.
In a good way.
In a very good way. But it was so good. And I love Southern Gothic. I love blues and folk music. And having all of those elements combined in this movie was such a special intersection of so many things that I'm passionate about that I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect for me.
It's everything I wanted it to be and more. And it's also directed by Ryan Coogler, one of our best working directors today.
Mm-hmm.
He was the right guy to make this movie.
I 100% agree with you.
All right, so let's dive into this movie. Let's start with the acting, and specifically, we're going to skip Michael B. Jordan. Let's talk about Michael A. Jordan.
Oh, yeah, the lesser-known one.
Lesser-known one who finally got cast alongside his twin brother.
I know, finally. And I think they snubbed him for the best
Yeah,
actor
only
nomination,
Michael B.
right?
Jordan got nominated. Michael A. Jordan was snubbed. He
So
wasn't
dumb, right?
For those who don't know, there is no Michael A. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan plays twins in this movie, and there's a joke that it's Michael A. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan.
It's wonderful.
So wonderful. Well, let's just go then. Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
What a great performance.
Oh my gosh. It was incredible. Everyone's performance. I'll start with Michael B. Jordan. Do you have any thoughts first on his performance or anything like that?
I remember because when I watched the movie, I was like waiting for him to show up, and then I saw both of them. Like, oh wait, he plays twins. I didn't even know. That was incredible. And what I love is like, even if they weren't color coded, I was able to tell which twin he was based on what he was doing. And like I've seen interviews where like he said he like make one of them taller, make one of them have different posture, and that's so hard to do. I don't think people know that. Like as an actor, like playing two different like twins but making them so distinct, that's insane to me. And like each of them have like their own personalities and like their own quirks and what they do, and it's just so. I just want to watch a movie with just him playing off of himself now.
Right? It was so incredible. I remember that first shot of them when they're doing the sort of montage going through everything that's happening. Where are they? They're in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, they're in Mississippi.
Of everything happening in their town in the Delta, and the first shot of them, it also accompanied by like the most incredible score. There's this shot. The score's so good. First shot you see of them is they're standing by this car, and they're both dressed very distinctly. They have these suits on. They look like mobsters and everything. But like Levi said, they're color coordinated. And one of the brothers rolls up a cigarette, offers it to the other one, puts it in, and the other brother lights it. That moment makes each of the characters feel so distinct in such a way, not necessarily because they're doing something that's like, oh, this is that character. It made me feel like I was watching two different people because of that interaction. It didn't feel like, oh, they spliced footage of Michael B. Jordan together. It felt like two people in the same room. And I think that shows Ryan Coogler's just amazing creative direction and talent in being able to make that editing so seamless. And every scene, I genuinely forgot sometimes that I was watching the same person.
No, for real. Because again, he's so, cause especially when like the colors are gone in a lot of the movie, like they're just the shirts that are coordinated. But then you're like, wait, what the heck? Like, wait, I'm forgetting. This is Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan. Because as you said, the visual effects and the editing are so good that they look like two different people. But like also Michael's performance to be able to act like that in like when he's, because obviously he's not acting where the other twin is there because he is the other twin. But the fact that he's making it so compelling that you think that. Like, he's acting, but, like, he's not there and, like, switches around. Yeah. And it's incredible because he's acting to nothing in that moment, or at least to someone, but it's not at him.
Oh, yeah.
But I believe that he's acting toward himself.
Yeah. There's, like, as actors, you know, there's sort of an energy in the room that you work with and you put out and reciprocate and feel and bounce back, and there's that give and take. I can't imagine, like... I think about like The Parent Trap with not the the original 1960 71 with, is it Shirley Temple, I think?
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, anyway, and you look at her and she's, you know, a kid, and she's just, and a lot of the time you're like, oh, this is Shirley Temple and Shirley Temple acting two different times. But again, she's a child actor, but she does a wonderful job.
Great job.
I think about Sinners, and it shows the acting prowess of everyone on the cast, but especially Michael B, because of, I think about scenes where both of them are interacting together, like that first scene with the cigarette and everything, but even scenes where they're arguing in a group and they're talking over each other. That timing and that energy that they have is diminished because you can only do one side of it at a time. And it is so flawless, and that energy is there, and it just shows Michael B's talent. It's incredible.
Yeah. And I've heard online that some people are saying, like, he doesn't have the Oscar scene. And I'm like, the ending scene of the movie where he's shooting all of the guys, that's his Oscar scene, guys. What are you talking about? That scene's incredible. Like, you just see, like, because like at that point he's lost everything, so he doesn't care anymore. But he's just like still fighting with everything that he has, and then just like when he's and like the care he has for like Smoke specifically, like the one who's kind of the older brother in the sense, like the love that he has for his child and his like wife, dude, that's like the heart of the movie. And Miles Caton's character, but like for like the twins acting, like like this the connection he had to like losing his child and then wanting to make sure he doesn't lose his brother too.
Yeah.
And then the scene where like Smoke is about to kill Stack and he's like, I'm sorry.
Yes.
He's like, dude, just like, oh my gosh.
When you say people say there's not an Oscar scene, I literally think about that scene where they're fighting each other and he has to grapple with the reality that he has to, spoilers, has to kill his brother because his brother's turned into a vampire. And there's this scene where they're wrestling and it's this give and take between the two of them, and he finally, Smoke, the sort of older brother, gets the upper hand and is able to pin him down, and he has the wooden stake and is about to stab him. And I think he says, I'm sorry I couldn't protect you. And then Stack, as a vampire, looks back up at him with sort of tears in his eyes and goes, you always did. And it's genuinely just like, oh, like my heart.
Stake through the heart.
So good.
Stake through my heart in that moment.
Stake through the heart, indeed.
Oh my gosh. And then like Stack's character, I love it so much because he's like more fun and like loose and friendly, more of a flirt. But he's also like more of like the guiding force to Miles Caton's character. But he's like a liar because he doesn't care. He doesn't want to like say what's true, but because he wants to just try to make the world a better place and let people have fun. He doesn't care if he's necessarily doing like the right thing, but he just wants to make other people feel good. And dude, Michael B. Jordan plays that side of the brothers so well with that character.
I mean, you think sort of almost like about heist movies or similar things, or mobster movies, and you have like the people person and you have the businessman and everything, and those are the two different characters. As Stack is very much the people person, very emotionally driven, and Smoke is definitely the businessman. He's very logical. He's like, hey, we can't be taking any of these bad deals. We've got to be really careful about what we're doing. And Stack is sort of saying, no, these are people and we need to be careful with how we are approaching them and stuff. And looping back, you mentioned Miles Caton and everything. Oh my gosh.
Who is this kid?
I looked it up afterwards. I'm like, what else has he been in? This is his first movie.
Dude, I know, and he learned to play guitar for this movie.
Well, he's a musician, so he knew guitar beforehand. He didn't know blues guitar though, which is a completely different way of playing.
That's what I meant. He learned to play blues guitar for this movie.
Yeah, and his voice is the most beautiful, like smoothest. In love.
I lied to you. I love the blues, dude. Oh my gosh,
it's so wonderful.
I can't believe that like. It's like the way they could have cast like a known person in this role, but they went out of their way to find this kid who's and he fit like it kind of fits the role of Sammy perfectly, of just like this new kid who like no one knows, but they say he's like the best blues player ever, and then out of nowhere like this is the best blues player ever. Where's he been? Where's he been?
Right, and I think about his acting, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's so freaking talented. It is a shame we haven't seen him sooner and everything. I see a lot of people online talking about, they're like, if we do like a live action Spider-Verse or something, I don't know if that's necessarily needed at all, but they're like, Miles Caton would definitely be like a perfect Miles, and I'm like, I think I could definitely see that.
I could see that. It's between him and Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things, definitely.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Caleb.
Dude, I mean, if it was Miles, I would not complain. Because, dude, he's just anything to get more of Miles in movies, please.
I'm excited to go check out his solo career with like music and everything. I haven't really looked at that yet. So,
no, that's exciting, dude. Because like his chemistry with all the cast, considering this is his first big movie, he's holding his own against Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo and Haley Steinfeld.
I know, it's insane. Okay, sorry. I have so many thoughts about this movie.
This is why I invited you on.
I'm sure we'll get to it later. There's one specific scene which is, in my opinion, the scene of the movie. It is. I liken it to someone will watch this movie, and that will be, I want to make movies when I grow up. I felt that when I watched that movie. I've debated about going into film in school and everything, and that is sort of pushing me in the direction of like, maybe I should go film and screenwriting and everything. And Miles Caton's acting in that scene is so incredible. His performance, both as Sammy, but also Sammy's performance in that moment, is so incredibly moving. It's unbelievable. It's like nothing I've really seen on the screen before.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I think I know which scene you're talking about. And yeah, seeing that moment, especially on a big screen,
Oh yeah,
it changes you as a person, I feel like.
I think, I mean, this is this is jumping ahead. We're not in acting right now. Not Michael B. Jordan, sorry. Ryan Coogler's direction of choosing the wide 65 millimeter IMAX cameras was such an intentional choice for the big screen, because you think about that scene and it is a spiritual experience in theaters. With the surround sound, the giant screen and everything, it is incredible. Watching it outside of theaters with some friends and stuff, I'm like, oh my goodness, here comes like the best scene of the movie. And it's still an amazing scene. It was not the same as watching it in the theater. And I believe that there are certain movies that are meant for the big screen, and Sinners is definitely one of them.
Yeah. Because I think some of my friends like saw it not in theaters, like, oh yeah, I wasn't as impressed by it. I'm like, no, you needed to see it in a theater first.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant to be seen. Like, there's so many like people like say like they're like, oh, I watched like this like big epic movie on my phone, and I'm like, that is a disservice to yourself.
Yeah.
How dare you watch this kind of movie? No, yeah, Miles Caton, man, he's gonna be around for a long time.
I hope so. I'm excited to see what he does
If he's
next.
not, we're gonna make a movie and cast him in it.
You know what? I'm so down for that.
Yeah, like, hey Miles, we're two college students and we want you to star in our movie after you were just in Sinners.
We can't pay you anything, but if you want, come on.
We think this role can get you an Oscar nomination.
This role is going to put you in the big leagues.
Like he's not already in the big leagues. Okay, I think we'll say more about the character Sammy when we get to screenplay, but let's move on to Delroy Lindo.
Oh my gosh.
Man, the myth, the legend, Delroy Lindo.
I literally just listened to an NPR interview with him the other day, and he was talking about his character. His character's named Delta. No, not Delta. Is it Delta Slim?
I think it is Delta Slim, right?
Hold on. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, we're huge fans. We don't know the name of his character. Yeah, it's Delta Slim.
Yeah.
It's Delta Slim.
I've seen this movie, 6 times now, and
To be fair, they don't really say characters' names other than Smoke and Stack all that often.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest.
But no, Delroy Lindo's character of Delta Slim is such a powerful performance. Okay, sorry. Whoa, mind racing a million miles an hour. I've heard a lot of criticism for this movie. I've heard a lot of criticism of people saying the movie doesn't know what it's about. And I can see that somewhat. I can see where they're coming from, but I disagree with it. I think the movie definitely knows what it's about and who it's about, but it's not necessarily an individual hero, but it's about community, is what is like the theming of the movie and the characters and stuff. Every single character has genuinely a really powerful scene. And you think about Delta Slim's character, and you meet him at the train station, and he's this old blues man, and he's playing harmonica, and he has just this gravitas to him, and you feel it immediately, this sort of like deep sadness which comes through in his music, and he's drinking constantly to sort of like keep the pain away. And there's there's the one specific scene where they're riding in the car through the cotton fields.
I love that scene.
And he describes truly a horrifying scene, describes a horrifying experience of racial violence that he witnessed, that his character witnessed. And it's at the very end, he stamps his foot and starts humming, and it's soulful and it's mournful, but it's powerful. And they tell Sammy, they say, "You've got that guitar, pick it up and start playing." And listening to this interview with Delroy and everything, they were asking him, they said, was this, like, in the script, was this a natural thing? Was this a character choice? And he said, this was a character choice, actually, that humming.
Really?
And he said, it was a holler that just came sort of out of nowhere, that helped express what the character was feeling. And he's like, and I don't think I fully I can't remember if he said I don't think I understood it. I think he did, but he said it just sort of appeared. And seeing people analyze it, that specific scene and that humming, as, in my mind, an act of ownership over our stories and our pain, is so incredibly powerful. And he said it's an honor to have people analyze that scene. And I love that he's up for Best Supporting Actor, right?
Yes, it was a surprise nomination, but one that I'm so happy about.
Yeah.
He's never been nominated before this.
He's what, like 78 now or something like that?
Yeah, like people were like, oh, he's probably, because he got snubbed for this movie called Da 5 Bloods, and everyone's like, oh, if he's not going to get nominated for that, he's probably never going to get nominated for something. And then he didn't get any he didn't get a Golden Globe nomination, he didn't get a Critics' Choice nomination, he didn't get a BAFTA or SAG. And then out of nowhere on Oscar nominations morning, I'm like, okay, top 5 supporting actors, Paul Mescal for Hamlet's going to get nominated. And like Delroy, and then I'm like, wait, what the freak? And I'm like, okay, I'm sad Paul Mescal's not nominated, but he's been nominated before. This is Delroy Lindo's baby. I'm happy. Let's go.
I really hope he wins it, because and I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff, but the stuff I have seen him in, genuinely such an amazing actor.
No, definitely. I think he has an outside shot to win. We'll talk about that when we get to the nominations, but he has a chance. There is a chance that he wins.
Yeah.
No, but also about that scene you were talking about, I found out that Ryan Coogler originally didn't have that in the first cut of the movie. I found this in a Delroy Lindo interview. He said that he like Ryan screened the movie and then that scene wasn't in it, and he went up to Ryan, he's like, hey, this isn't me trying to be like, hey, you took out one of my scenes, put it back in. This is me trying to be like, I think that scene is so important to the movie and the overall themes that I think you should reconsider adding it back in. And then Ryan added it back in, and everyone's like, yeah. Like the movie, I think, going back, like people's complain the movie doesn't know what it's about. I think that if that scene wasn't in the movie, that would actually be a valid critique. But because the scene is in the movie, I find that critique invalid.
I 100% agree. It provides a sort of contextual frame for the rest of the movie. And you think about each of the characters' journeys and everything, and you think about them collecting people to start this juke joint. You think about the community they're building. You think about the party they're throwing at the juke joint. You think about a safe space for people of color in Jim Crow South. And it is, and I mean, thinking thematically again, vampires are also community. It's, you think about vampires and their thralls and their spawn and biting each other and creating this sort of ring and community of these creatures, and that Ryan Coogler very specifically chose vampires as the antagonist for the movie because of community.
No, definitely. Oh my gosh, there's just so much to talk about the movie, guys. This is gonna be one of my longest episodes for a very good reason.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Max and I talked for like a long time about One Battle. So like, if there are movies we talk a long time about, it's One Battle and Sinners. Okay, but now let's try to splice in some of the other actors. Let's talk Wunmi Musaku. She's up for supporting actress.
Oh yes. She plays
Smoke's wife.
Yes. genuinely incredible, an amazing, amazing performance. I okay, sorry, so many thoughts. Thinking thematically again, and this will be brief. Choosing the blues as part of the theme for the movie, very intentional. The backing track, the soundtrack, very, very intentional. It takes place in Jim Crow South, in like what, 1930, 1920.
Yeah, I think so.
And
After World War One.
yes, it's everyone is hurting. Everyone has this pain with them. And choosing the blues for the soundtrack and for the theme of the movie is very intentional, and it's a wonderful move of Ryan Coogler. It's very it lines up with the rest of his filmography with themes of black community and the black experience here in America, and sort of the power and pain that comes with that. And thinking about Annie's character, you are introduced to her first as this lady living back in like the swamps and the bayou and everything. And she's a community leader. She's gives children some medicine to bring back home to their family, and they pay her in plantation dollars for the plantation like store, which Smoke sort of, chews her out for, and he's like, hey, this isn't real money. And she says, this is what these people have, and it is good enough for me. And the first time you see her on screen is Smoke is outside mourning the loss of their child. And there's a little idol, a little shrine there. And Annie stands there with such strength, but with a sadness to her. And I think you think about Annie as a character and her sense of duty and responsibility shows up so much. She's a practicing I don't think witch is the right word.
Not really. I don't know what she is. That's another thing. Seeing root and hoodoo and stuff, I only, as a white born male, I might not be the right person to be speaking on this. I don't know a ton about black culture or community or religion, but she practices root, and I have heard a little bit about root, seen a little bit. It is so cool to see it be in such a mainstream movie, and it is not vilifying it. It is definitely putting it up as not even like necessarily glorifying it, but being like, these are practices and experiences of people of the time and still now to today, Oh, definitely. And like, I love it. Coogler just shows it, and it shows that it exists. He doesn't try to tell you what to think about it, and that's something I really appreciate when filmmakers do. Like, I talked about this in One Battle. I really appreciate, like, Coogler and Paul Thomas Anderson do this really well, where they showcase things in movies the way they were, but don't tell you necessarily what to think about them. Like, they don't talk down to you, but they're like, this is contextualizing, this is what it was like, this is what it's like, and it's like, you as the audience decide on your own terms what you believe in it.
I think 100%. I mean, I think about Coogler's work in like Black Panther.
Oh, Black Panther, good movie.
And I think about the way he portrays Wakanda, and he never tells you what to think about Wakanda, but he portrays very much how their way of living is, their culture, and it is not vilifying nor glorifying. It just is, and he sort of shows you the day-by-day life of these people and everything. And I think that's a really special talent in a filmmaker.
Oh, definitely. The Sinners is his magnum opus so far, I feel
I
like.
would agree with you.
Oh, man, we still haven't gotten through a lot of the actors. There's just, guys, there's so many. We'll just probably...
They're so good.
It's so good. We'll just probably do two more really quick.
Okay.
So let's just talk about Jack O'Connell.
Oh,
I feel like he's the most underrated performance in the movie. I don't feel like enough people talk about him. He's so good.
he is so good. The issue, I think, why people don't talk about Jack O'Connell is that this movie is just stacked back to back to back to back to back with the most amazing, most incredible performances I've seen in a while. Jack O'Connell plays the main vampire. His name's Remick, and he's a Irish American living in the South, and we don't learn a lot about Remick as a character. And he doesn't have necessarily a ton of screen time or dialogue to explain who he is or what his motives are. But Jack O'Connell brings such a realism to this character. It grounds him. And everything that he does or says, every second that he's on screen for, is so incredibly intentional, and you can feel why he's doing what he's doing, you know?
No, yeah. Dude, and just like, and then his love for the music too.
Mm-hmm.
Pick Poor Robin Clean was such a fire. I wanted that song to go on.
It's genuinely a wonderful song, and I'm sure we'll get to this later too when we talk about like the soundtrack and everything, which is such an important part of this movie. Pick Poor Robin Clean is a very intentional choice for the vampires to come in to be asked to enter this juke joint, and it's, I mean, and you think about Jack O'Connell's what is it, Rocky Road to Dublin?
Oh,
that
yeah.
scene. And if you know about the Irish and everything, again, a somewhat base understanding, but a history of colonialism as well, like the black community, and of being exploited and treated as less than an other.
Yeah.
And you can feel Jack O'Connell's. I shouldn't say Jack O'Connell. You can feel Remick's connection to that and to the feeling of being persecuted and this sort of community he's trying to build, but he's building it through violence in all the wrong ways. And it's, and again, it goes back to themes of community like we were talking about. It's, what am I trying to say right now?
It's like there's like building community in a bad way versus in a good way sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's like the basics of what you were going to say. You're probably going to say something way more nuanced.
No, that's basically the long and short of it. But yeah, no, his performance definitely underrated. I think underrated because he has little screen time compared to everyone else, and it's never explained fully. But when you dig into it and analyze it for yourself or think about it, I believe it's incredibly powerful and very grounded.
Oh, very. I also think it was a smart move to make him Irish because, as you said, like Irish was also persecuted as the black community, but also they were pitted against each other. Like the blacks would pick on the Irish and the Irish would pick on the blacks because they were looked at like, if we can make the other one beneath us, then we're not the last rung on the ladder.
Yep.
And then like there's so many like political cartoons of like the Irish and the black person making fun of each other, and I'm like, so it's really smart to make him an Irish vampire. So he's like, and make him the villain of the black community. I thought that was really smart move.
100%. It's everything about this movie is incredibly intentional, and I've heard people be like, "Oh, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't know what it's trying to do." And to that, I say, you haven't analyzed it enough. And some people are like, "I don't want to go into a movie to think about it and analyze it." And I understand that, but I don't think you're supposed to be watching incredibly huge, wonderful cinematic films. If you want something you can sort of turn your brain off to, go to a TV series or to, like, say, a Disney movie. But even Disney movies,
Even Disney
you can
movies!
sit down and analyze.
Also, like, I don't think you realize the reason that makes those movies great is because you can analyze them and find so much beauty and nuance in them. And they're like, oh, like, just watch a Marvel movie. Even some Marvel movies have nuance in them.
No, definitely. Like, I mean, you think about Civil War and the moral implications and moral conundrum. We tell stories to help understand the world around us and understand ourselves better and others. And the most powerful pieces of art are the ones that touch us and are able to help us understand. And it is through that analyzing and everything that you're able to get that. And some are outright saying it, where it's like you can listen to an inspiring TED Talk and be like, oh, this person is saying how to fix my life. But you think about, say, oh gosh, what's a movie that's stuck with me? The Odd Life of Timothy Green. It's a Disney movie. Wonderful movie. Watched it during a time in my life where I really needed to hear that message of love and family and doing the best you can and everything. And it has stuck with me. And it's through that, analysis that we learn about ourselves and each other more. And that's why we do these things. That's why we make film. It's why we do art.
No, yeah, because I think for me The Dark Knight is a huge reason I love film, and some people oh, it's just a cool Batman movie, and I'm like, no, the analyzation of being in the morally gray and seeing someone who's this completely good person slowly get turned into the worst person ever, and then having a hero who knows he can't be a hero because that's not what the city needs. I'm there's more than it's just a Batman movie, guys. Same with Sinners. The fact that Ryan Coogler can tell this beautiful, nuanced story about black culture and colonialization and American melting pot of cultures with vampires. Yeah, that's the coolest way to learn about it, in my opinion. Why are you complaining?
Mm-hmm. I was talking with Al about this, and it's a big thought of my personal opinion on the movie is that it's the intersection, of black culture and community and religion and American both oppression and safe spaces and all of these things, and it all ties into each other and it all overlaps, and there are lessons to be learned and things to be felt through this movie. And like you mentioned with Dark Knight, you think about Joker as well, and he's definitely the antagonist in the movie, but you look at him and you pick him apart as a character and you go, he is someone who's hurt and struggling and is working for, in the movie, kind of the everyman of Gotham, Yeah. He's working for the general public, the people who are exploited, and he exploits them nonetheless, but that's why those performances are so lasting, is that they are grounded. It is not, I'm a villain for evil's sake, and precisely. It's not comically evil. It's real. And when you are able to analyze something through fiction, it makes it less big and scary because it's not something you have to actively deal with.
Yes. I completely agree. I think we've already said so much about the screenplay and Coogler's direction. And let's just quickly talk about Haley Steinfeld's performance, though.
Yeah.
His performance. Dude, I think she's also she's also sort of, as you said, an intersection in the movie because she's part white, part black as a character. And she's treated badly by white characters and by some black characters, but she doesn't let it get to her, and I really love that in her performance because it could have been easy to just make her a victim in this movie of this people can't be oppressed, but she's no, she's I own it. This is who I am. This is awesome, and her relationship with Stack is
it's so good,
so beautiful.
Haley Steinfeld is just an incredible actress, and like you said, the intersection of her character is incredibly important. She's wealthier and she is white presenting, but she's mixed in the movie, and she's mixed in real life. She has Filipino descent and black heritage and everything. And she said it's really important to her when portraying her character of Mary in the movie. And I think characters like Mary and is it Bo and Lily? Who?
Yeah, I think the two Chinese people.
Yeah, hold on.
I actually don't remember if they were. I just know they were Asian. I'm sorry, I don't remember if they say where they're from in the movie.
No, you're fine. Let me look it up. Make sure I'm getting the names right. Grace, Bo and Grace, Bo Chow, Grace Chow. characters like Bo and Grace and Mary are incredibly important in the movie because, again, of the intersection of community and culture. It is incredible to see so many people of color on the big screen. There's, I think, like 5 white people in the cast. In the entire movie, and it has a lot to do with the movie. Sorry, going back to Haley Steinfeld, it all connects, guys. It's so good.
It's such like if we talk about one thing, we have to talk about everything. That's how this movie works.
It's so incredibly intentional, but Haley Steinfeld's performance of bridging the gap between the privilege of being white, especially in the Jim Crow South, and the pain and oppression of being black, and not only that, but the sort of the unknown pain of having to walk between those paths, where if she interacts with the black community and her people and share in that sort of like pain / strength, she can be hurt and persecuted for it. But if she marries a rich white man to be able to have a good life for herself, but she's in love with Stack, and Stack told her to go marry him and everything, and she doesn't want him. She wants Stack, but Stack is worried about her and her health and her persecution. And there is, like I said earlier, there's a pain with a pain and a strength with all of these characters. And Mary, the character of Mary by Haley Steinfeld plays, is her pain and strength isn't really seen or known because she's kind of the only one who can bridge that gap right there in that movie and in that group of people in that community.
No, definitely. It's the more I continue to learn about this movie, even though it came out almost a year ago, is insane to me. We will be analyzing this for like 50, 100 years on.
I genuinely think it will be hailed as a cinematic classic.
No, definitely. I'm so mad This in One Battle came out the same year because both of them deserve to win so badly, but they're both one of them. They can't both. If there was ever a time to tie Best Picture, it was this year, and I'm so mad that might not happen.
I haven't seen One Battle yet. I need to. It's on my list. I'm getting to it.
I think you'll like it. I don't know if you like it better than Sinners, but I know you'll like the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, but now moving on. If we talk about every actor, guys, this would be like 5 hours long. So instead, we'll just move on. We've already been touching on Coogler's direction and screenplay because it's really hard to not to when you talk about the performances because a huge part of it is the screenplay and direction. But let's touch on things we haven't touched on yet with both of them because he directed and wrote the screenplay, which is why they're so seamlessly intertwined. I think
it's definitely a passion project.
Definitely. I'm going to talk about something we haven't talked about a little bit. The dialogue. I see some people going like, well, it's an original concept, but the dialogue's not really amazing. Shut the heck up, guys. The dialogue is incredible because, again, the Delroy Lindo scene, every dialogue piece he says there is amazing, but the vampires, like the dialogue they have about the vampires trying to enter into the home, that dialogue's amazing because, like, they're able to keep, like, the mythos of they have to ask you to come in, but still make them still like a threat. Because it could easily be like, ha, you can't come in. But it feels like a threat. Like, oh wait, why are you asking to come in? You never did this. And like, that dialogue, it just feels so natural. It never feels like gimmicky. I didn't expect that at all. It
shows not only Coogler's strength as a director, but now as like a screenwriter as well. And I mean, you can still like. Did he write the Creed franchise? Hold on.
Well, I know he wrote the first movie. I don't think he wrote the other two because he only directed the first one.
Right, but it just shows his strength as a storyteller, and another criticism I've heard about this movie is that they're like the first half of the movie, first like 3/4 of the movie. Not 3/4. I'd say first half is a drama period piece about these characters and what life is like in the Jim Crow South for the black community. And then in the second half, it transitions into a vampire horror movie. And people say, things like, oh, it doesn't know what it wants to be. And they're like, in the first half, it is this grounded drama piece. And I saw someone's critique online saying that the choice of using 65 millimeter film is a bad choice for that, because he says, why have a fuzzy, sort of more ethereal background when the point is to be locked into this world? And I say, no. You're locked into the world because of the performances. And it's not about the environment, it's about the people in these environments. And the 65 millimeter film is intentional with the grit and the dirt and the sort of not haziness, but it was amazing quality nonetheless.
Oh my god, I just think some people just like to complain about things, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. I was trying to think. There is a big critique online that this movie is anti-white people. And I'm a white person. I did not feel that at any point in the movie.
I think it shows it.
It's Jim Crow South. Of course, a lot of the white people are going to be terrible. Like, take that into account.
No. Sorry, you keep going.
No, yeah, take that into account. And also, there is actually, I think, Remick, he's Irish, so he's got the rivalry with the black people. He doesn't treat the black people as lesser people. He's actually very equal to them. And
yes.
So, there is actually a good white person in the movie, and it's Remick, but he's a vampire, so he's just evil in a different way. I just want to point that out, because I'm like, there is a non-racist white person, and it's Remick, of all things. And
touching on this again, this goes back to my point about Haley Steinfeld and Bo and Grace Chow and everything, and their characters. It's, I believe, a misunderstanding that this movie is anti-white. It is in no way, shape, or form that. It is definitely a pro-black movie, but not because it's not putting anyone down.
No.
It grapples with the very real reality of Jim Crow South and what life was like, less than 100 years ago. And we are still grappling with that today. And I think people, it goes back to the analysis thing, where people don't want to put in the time or the effort to potentially be wrong or uncomfortable with things that don't necessarily affect them or are benefiting them in some way. And thinking about Haley Steinfeld's character, Mary, she's mixed, and she's white presenting, and she's led into this juke joint, and she is celebrating with the black community. And you think about Bo and Grace, and they're Chinese, and they're led into the juke joint, and they're celebrating with the community. And I touched on this when I was talking about Pick Poor Robin Clean, and they're vampires. They have to be invited in. That is so incredibly intentional. They show up uninvited, and they cannot enter this space without consent. The song they play to show that they're welcome, and they're like, hey, we're musicians too. It is a predatory song. It's about killing and robbing someone, pretty much,
Pick poor Robin clean. I picked poor Robin. Which is why it's even better when they play the upscaled version of it when they're surrounding the juke joint.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. And like I said, everything's intentional. And I don't think, and that's the other thing, Haley Steinfeld's character goes out to see if they're good people to let them in. The issue isn't about we are keeping white people out because we are racist. This is a safe space, and we need to trust who is in this space.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely. So like people misunderstanding that's not it's not because we only want black people in here, or only not minorities in here. No. Kugler's not anti-white people, but he's very pro-black, and it can be pro-black and not anti-white. Like
Precisely.
people take any pro-black thing and think, oh, see, it's pro-black, that means it's anti-white. That's not the same thing.
No, not at all.
There are some people who are pro-black and anti-white. This movie is not one of those.
No. Not one bit.
Not one bit. I love it. All right. Anything else you want to add about the screenplay or the directing before we move on to cinematography?
Oh gosh. Screenplay, directing. Probably there's.
We might get into some of them when we go through the others. So let's start on cinematography right now.
Yeah.
Oh
Let's
my
do that.
gosh, the look of this movie, especially. Let's start with the "I Lied to You" scene specifically, because that is the shot of the movie. Like when you talk about cinematography, you talk about the "I Lied to You" scene.
Yes, it's earlier when I mentioned the scene. That is the scene. That is the scene. Why it is, in my opinion, getting Best Picture. Many other reasons. That scene specifically, as I mentioned, is a spiritual experience, and that is also intentional because the movie also deals with spiritualism. It deals with Christianity and the intersection of Christianity and vampires, and the intersection of Black culture and Christianity, and spiritual practices like Root and Hoodoo and stuff. It's and the spirituality of music and performance. You know?
Yes.
It's
Oh man.
the I Lied to You scene, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie. Don't
the
watch
movie.
just that scene.
Don't watch
Just
just the
watch the movie.
Because like here's the thing. I will say this. Sinners, spoiler, it's not my favorite movie of the year. I seriously love it though. I think the "I Lied to You" scene is the best scene of 2025 cinema, and one of the best scenes of cinema in the decade.
I would agree with you.
Definitely. Because like I love Sinners. Well, I'll let you know where it falls on the Best Picture ranking when we get to the end of the video. But
Yeah.
that "I Lied to You" scene, that is the best cinematic scene of the year in my opinion.
It's
Like as you said, it will be the one that like inspires people to make movies.
Yeah. I and I mean we've touched on it already, but the Kugler's choice of using 65 millimeter in it with the IMAX cameras and everything, so incredible, and it is so well portrayed in that scene specifically. In the scene, Miles Catton's character Sammy is playing blues music at the juke joint, and they mention at the very beginning how music connects people through all cultures, and it is a powerful tool, almost like a magic, and that it also can attract evil, but it has the power to make us feel seen and safe, and it connects us to the past and to the future. And so in this scene, you have this Afro electric guitarist playing these amazing riffs next to Sammy as he's playing blues, and then you look and you have a DJ spinning turntables and doing vinyl scratching, and you have old African like elders and natives doing tribal dances and playing drums, and it's you see a group of friends from what appears to be now modern day clubbing in the back, and you see a couple from the 20s in a flapper dress and a like a suit, you know, swinging and everything, and it is a just incredible experience for the senses. I had chills the entire time, over and over and over again.
That scene especially, oh my gosh, dude, this like it's like one take too.
Oh yeah, it spins around the room and it shows all of the different people, and it and again, thinking about Kugler as a director, the choreography of it is so seamless.
Gosh, I love it.
And people are like, "Oh, Sinners doesn't know what when I say it's intentional, it is art. It is artistry. It is owning that craft to like the very last second. It
Coogler
with the
had a
cameras.
vision.
It's so intentionally done. It's not just like, okay, we're gonna set up a camera here and here, and we're gonna take the best take from each of one of the angles. These camera shots spin around, and people are moving and weaving in and out, and you get this whole picture of these people being connected and celebrating through music and resistance in a way.
And you feel connected to it.
Yes, yes. That's the music is, and I mean Levi and I know this. We were in a acting group together in a musical theater group.
So much fun.
The power of music is like second to none. You know,
It cannot be understated how powerful music is.
it's
Changes
and the
your
movie
life.
knows it and plays with it.
I love it, dude. And also the colors in the cinematography, they're gorgeous. It's gorgeous to look at all of the oranges and like the golds and oh my gosh, I think we could rant about it forever. Just look at them. Please.
The colors are absolutely incredible and everything. And I mean, again, going back, I mentioned this briefly. The 65 millimeter film, giving it the sort of grainy feel, shows, in my mind, the hard work and grit of both the community and sort of the tired, worn out aspect of the Jim Crow South, of, you know, being worked so much and also and not really having a choice, and it also lends itself well to, you'll look at old pictures and they're fuzzy and photographs and stuff. It lends itself well to the period. It lends itself well to thematics, and it creates such a special look for the movie. There's a couple shots, and every time I watch the movie, I notice something different. I didn't see it the first time I watched it. I think I may have seen it the second or third time. But every time there's about to be danger, there are crows or buzzards that circle. And so the first time you're introduced to Remick, when he goes to these white supremacists' house, these Klan members, and he tricks them into letting him in, and he kills them, turns them into vampires. You notice 3 buzzards circling the house. And then later that night, at the juke joint, when it's dark outside and everyone's coming in, there are buzzards circling again.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Incredible. Oh, when I say everything's intentional, everything is intentional.
'Cause I remember there's that really cool shot like at the beginning of the movie where like you see Smoke and Stack, they're about to buy the juke joint from the white supremacists. Like Smoke is shot like he's inside the house, and then Stack is shot like he's outside the house, and it's like foreshadowing that Stack is gonna become the vampire.
Oh yeah,
dude. As you said, everything. Some of the best cinematography. Oh my gosh.
It's genuinely incredible, and I mean, I don't know where they filmed it, because I think about the scene of them driving through the cotton fields, and you are transported to rural Jim Crow South, and talking about cinematography, the scene where they cross the street in the town from the segregated white side of the street to the black side of the street and over and back, you're following one person as they walk across the street, and it's behind them, and you're able to see the transition, the set design, the cinematography, everything. The difference between the white general store and the black general store that both the Chows own, just due to racial prejudice in the South at the time, that they're forced to, is crazy. The difference you notice between the two, and the products they're selling, and the way that they're interacting, and again, it's a moving shot where it follows and pans by this person walking across the street. It's every single shot is so incredibly cinematic, and I mean, you can think about rule of thirds and stuff like that and break it down there. Everything looks incredible in the movie.
There is not a bad shot in that movie.
No.
All right. Real quick before we go on to the Oscar nominations, was there anything you feel like maybe didn't quite work that well? Like just any minor complaints you might have? I'm sure I don't think any of us have a major complaint, but any like minor things.
Yeah.
Like personal gripes, because I don't really feel like there's anything objectively we can say, but like any personal thing.
Personally, no, I don't think so. Reading criticisms online from both critics and just ordinary people, of people saying it doesn't know what it wants to be, the 65 millimeters a weird choice, it's a little too fast in areas, it doesn't know who the main character is,
It's not a main
are,
character.
in my opinion, valid criticisms, but a misunderstanding of the film.
Yeah.
There are times it does feel rushed. The action scenes are chaotic, but they're supposed to be. It's action. There's blood and viscera everywhere, and chaos ensuing, and people are like, "Oh, it's so serious." The first half of the movie, and then the second half, when the vampires come, it's campy. And I said,
"It's not serious."
It's, and I'm like, it's supposed to be campy. I think about Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, and there's relatively not a violent movie. It is a drama. There's the one scene where his coworkers come into his house and like he shoots the one coworker. The effects in that scene are so incredibly real. There's like, not to be too graphic, chunks and blood, and it looks real, and it's disturbing, but that's the point. In Sinners, the second half of the movie, it's a vampire movie. It's campy, and it's supposed to be, because if it's grounded in reality, it would be too much.
Oh my gosh, yes. Dude, but it's still, you can get those amazing drama moments like when she tells Michael B. Jordan to kill her. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Oh
like,
gosh.
Again, like the smoke and stack scene where he's like, "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you." That's in the second half.
Yes. Yes. I mean, because you think about the I mean, you even think about the last scene with Michael B. Jordan when he's shooting the KKK and everything. The action and violence in that scene is completely different than the action and violence in the vampire scenes. The vampire scenes are very campy. The blood is watery. It is very red. It is spraying everywhere. It is not meant to be realistic, because if it was, it would be far too graphic for everyone, and it would take you out of it, because you have to hold your disbelief in those scenes.
Yeah.
The KKK scene again is grounded in reality again, and the violence is realistically accurate. Bullet holes are appearing, and there are, little tufts is not the right word. Little poofs of blood. It feels real and grounded.
Oh yeah. I think maybe like a minor complaint is I do notice, this is a complaint some people have, some of the nighttime scenes look a little too dark and hard to see. And I think that's a valid take. I don't really think that ruins the movie at all. Like, nighttime scenes are always hard to shoot, so I'm genuinely not going to hold that against Sinners. And I didn't notice it too much. I guess, like, maybe on a rewatch I might, but, like, I've seen it twice, and I never thought, oh my gosh, it's too dark, I can't see anything. Maybe I can see other people having that problem, and that's a valid take.
I could agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. I think another thing is that like the 65 millimeter again is not necessarily a great choice for filming these dark outside scenes, but it also lends to the atmospheric setting of it. Because in these dark scenes, especially with the vampires, the focus is their eyes, which we can talk about too. It's practical effects, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They used a new kind of technology of contact lenses that glow, and they can be turned on and off. And the actors were saying we can't see anything in them, but they're so cool that we're using them. In those dark scenes, the eyes are the focus and everything. And again, going back to what we said about the cinematography earlier, the focus is not the environment that they're in. Not everything's supposed to be crystal clear. It is focused on the people. And that is always well lit. And there are some times where it is shadowed and everything, and I think the lighting could be a little bit better, maybe a little bit more blue light. But
Like,
but
that would have been really
it's
hard
perfect.
to pull off. So yeah.
No,
Alright,
it's well done.
moving on. So Oscar nominations. I don't know if you
Yes.
heard, but this movie broke the all-time record of nominations. It
Hmm.
got 16 nominations. It beat the record by 2.
Yes.
Which is insane to me. I was expecting it to maybe get 15. I was not expecting. That's because I didn't think Delroy Lindo would get nominated, but he did.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each category that got nominated and kind of say if we think it was worth it or like if we think like you know what I mean. So let's start with visual effects. What do we think of this nomination?
Oh. Okay. So I haven't seen many of the other movies for Best Picture, or not even Best Picture, but many of the other movies that
Sinners
have
is
come
the
out.
only Best Picture nominee in this category.
Yes. Visual effects, in my opinion, stunning. It's again, you think about the campy blood, and as a horror nerd, I love it. I think it's super fun. But then you have things like the new contacts that they used and everything. And going back to the I lied to you scene, the way the juke joint figuratively burns down and the walls are broken and barriers are gone and it's just passion. Those embers and those flames, absolutely incredible. And visually stunning. I think it's a very, very, very visually incredible movie. So visual effects, I don't know if it's going to win, but
It's
it definitely
not
has
gonna win.
earned that nomination.
It's not gonna win. Avatar: Fire and Ash is nominated in this category.
Oh, really?
So even if Sinners wins every other category, like it wins 15 nominations, this is one I'm like, it's not gonna
Probably
take this
not.
one home. Like it
Yeah.
has a chance to upset in a lot of categories. This is not one of them.
No, I agree.
No, yeah, I love the Sinners. I love the Sinners visual effects. I think they're incredible. This is the one nomination where I kind of feel like they're just giving everything to Sinners, and maybe it's not like because I've seen a lot of visual effects nominations, and there are other movies where the visual effects stood out to me more as like the key focus of the movie.
Yes.
Where Sinners just feels like, oh, we just want to give Sinners a bunch of things. I don't feel like that with any other nomination. It's mainly the visual effects. I'm
Yeah.
fine with a nomination, as you said. Incredible visual effects, great nomination, especially the Michael B. Jordan twin effects.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes.
Visual. I just don't know. Like, I don't know if I need it necessarily. You know what I mean? Like,
It
as like
It is-
like Sinners nominations, like it got over nominated. I'm hyped, and then the visual effects. I'm like, I don't know if I needed that, but I'm happy it got it. That's how I feel.
Yes. It's the visual effects are definitely, I feel, more understated and not the focus of the movie. The focus is on the acting and the realism and the thematic elements and everything. So I agree, it sort of feels kind of tacked on. There are far better movies to give visual effects to, things like Avatar and stuff like that.
We're not going to complain about this though.
Oh no, not at all.
This is not a complaint. This is just a note. A note. Like I will not go take away that nomination. I won't say that.
Yeah.
Moving on though, editing. We're gonna have to kind of gloss over these because this video is getting really long. But let's just talk slowly about the editing. What do we think? Because it's a beautifully edited movie.
I've heard a lot of people critique the editing actually, and they're like it
Really?
feels sloppy, and I'm like some of the shots go on for too long, and I 100% disagree.
Thank you. I was worried you were gonna agree with them.
I each of the shots, especially those wide shots, setting up the environment and everything, and showing them like the juke joint before they buy it, and the cotton field, and the focus is on the people and their emotion. And I think that the shots lend itself so well. And then you think about the incredible shots that we've already talked about in cinematography. So I think the editing of smoke and stack, second to none. Again, I forgot I was watching the same person play two different people.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Also, just like at the beginning when you see Sammy come in and then like his dad's like, "What happened?" and you see it like flash forward to Remick being, and you're like, "What the heck is gonna happen?" Beautifully done. Like that's great foreshadowing.
The first time I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much happening, and there's a vampire and a scar and a guitar. What?
And then it
The
slows
second-
down deliberately after that.
Yes.
So it just gets
The
you sucked
second
in.
time I watched that first scene where he has the flashback, I caught nearly everything that happened in that flashback. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's grounded too. And it's not like, I'm going to show a whole bunch of things that I'm just going to entice you and get you with. He does do that, but it is definitely also our minds, it's like at the speed of which we can still process and still be like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, so much happened. And as someone who doesn't know what happened, you're like, what? But as someone who does know, you go, it showed the entire story in that flashback.
No, yeah. Because, like, it's not flashy for the sake of being flashy. As you said, everything Coogler did was intentional, and everything his editors did was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully edited movie. I don't think it's going to win. I think it's in second place here solely because One Battle's in this category. I do think One Battle is the best edited movie of the year. But, like, again, if One Battle wasn't here, Sinners would be winning so many categories, guys. Like, like the fact that these two movies are the same year. Like, One Battle would be winning so much more stuff if Sinners wasn't here, and Sinners would be winning so much stuff in One Battle. So, like, it sucks they're in the same year. I kind of hate it.
I mean, it's kind of nice to see that there's still creative direction coming out of Hollywood and for big movies and also for independent films as well. But that film isn't dead, and that it's, despite streaming becoming huge and companies being bought and a late a recent sort of surge of remakes and franchises, it is so refreshing to see original content. And I think One Battle and Sinners and Hamnet and all those are definitely movies that are pushing film back into the like running of like, this is what the people want to see.
Yes. And what I love is that One Battle and Sinners are both Warner Bros. And RIP Warner Bros. They just got bought by Paramount. But no matter what, Warner Bros. Is winning a Best Picture this year. And they're winning a bajillion Oscars because One Battle and Sinners are going to clean up, guys. Something's going to either be won by One Battle or Sinners, and a couple things by Frankenstein. But that's it, guys. One Battle and Sinners. Let's go. Moving on, costume design. I love this nomination. The period pieces are so good. And especially in the I Lied to You scene alone. All of the different costumes.
It's so good. We talked about Smoke and Stack being color coordinated. There's a small little detail that I don't know if people are going to catch the first time they watch it. Stack, who turns into a vampire, he has a grill on his canine, on his incisor, and it's a gold grill, and it's pointed. It's pointed like a fang. The foreshadowing is crazy. The red is red like his blood and everything, and then you think about the red and blue for Smoke and Stack, and then you have Sammy, who's sort of the third member of the trio, and he's yellow, and he also deals with sort of light and hope, and at the very end of the movie you see him singing, This Little Light of Mine, and yellow's also associated with like, light and hope and all that. And I mean, every single costume is just incredibly stunning, and the change of Stack when he's a human into a vampire, his costume change, so incredible. And like you said, all of the costumes feel so incredibly grounded in the period, and they knew what they were doing.
They knew what they were doing. Oh yeah. So I think that this would be the runaway winner in the category if Frankenstein was not here. Frankenstein has incredible costume work, and that is the standout of Frankenstein. So there's just so much competition this year. I love it. Yeah. It just makes me sad. But also, I think the costume designer for Sin is Ruthie Carter. She's already won like twice, I think, for both Black Panther movies. So it's fine. We can maybe spread the love, give this one to Frankenstein. But if Frankenstein wasn't here, Sinners all the way. Makeup.
Just real quick, just talking about Frankenstein. You think about Mia Goth's characters alone, Mia Goth, whatever.
Mia Goth is great.
Mia Goth's costumes, just her alone, would blow away the costuming category. And I forgot that Frankenstein was out this past year, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Mia Goth is gonna
makeup. Oh my gosh, the makeup in Sinners is great. Because I feel like this is a category that should be dominated by horror movies every year, and then for some reason is not.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Sinners. We got Sinners here, baby.
Who else is in the running for makeup?
So Frankenstein, Kokuo, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister.
Okay,
I think you'd like The Ugly Stepsister. You should check that one out.
I would like that one. That one's on my list as well. Ugly Stepsister might do really well with makeup because I've seen some of the shots from the movie.
It's incredible
And
work.
so good. I agree with you that makeup in horror is so underrated. It can either be very campy, it can be, and campy doesn't mean bad necessarily. It's, how would I describe it? Palatable. It's fictionalized, if that sort of
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
I think about Cornbread, one of the characters, his face after he's attacked by a vampire.
That is the best makeup shot in the movie, in my opinion.
So good. Sammy's scar on his face. And then hold on. There's an actual blues musician plays old Sammy. Give me a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they obviously didn't put a bunch of makeup on Miles Caton to do that.
The blues legend Buddy Guy is old Sammy. And they put a scar on him as well, you know. And it ties back into Sammy. You're like, oh, that's old Sammy because of that scar.
Oh yeah.
It's, I don't know. It's incredible. The makeup's so good.
This is another category where Frankenstein was not here. I think Sinners would win.
I don't know if
Jacob Elordi as the creature. That's not like visual effects. That's prosthetics makeup.
Okay, hold on. Let me check
You're
this
gonna look
out.
it up and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's great.
Because I've only seen a few shots.
It was like that's makeup
Oh, wow.
on him.
Yeah, and the fact that that's like gonna be in every scene.
Yeah. No, so yeah. So again, just Sinner. Oh man, this is just the most competitive Oscars I've ever seen. Mainly.
Yeah.
I'm just so proud of everyone. Oh yeah. So Sinners it's second place in a lot of these tech categories because it's up against these juggernauts, but it
Yeah.
will probably win a few, which we'll get to. Meaning, moving on. Cinematography. We've already gushed about this. I don't feel like we need to talk about it too much more. But I just want to restate, this is the best cinematography category I've seen in recent times. So the nominees are Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. It's the most stacked category of all time. And also Autumn Durald Arcapa, I think that's how you pronounce it. For Sinners, she's the first African American woman to be nominated in this category.
Really?
Really. Which
Wow.
is crazy that we're still having these kind of firsts in 2026.
Right?
That's crazy, but if there was a great first one to have, it's her.
I agree.
I remember.
I think about Train Dreams, which again I've only seen clips from, also on my watch list. I have a lot of movies I need to watch, guys.
I
It's a
know.
problem.
It's fine.
I think about some of the cinematography in like Train Dreams, and I think about some of the shots in Frankenstein, and I haven't seen Marty Supreme, and I haven't seen a lot of clips from it either. I'm trying to keep that one a surprise for myself.
You'll love it, trust me.
Oh yeah, I definitely. I know I will. Along with One Battle, I know I'll love that one too. But I genuinely think, with the combination of the makeup and the practical effects and the specifically the "I lied to you" scene, I think it's. I'm really hoping it wins in cinematography. It's so good.
I will say though, it's not on track to win, sadly.
Really?
One Battle is currently on track to win, which I
Okay.
think is going to be a great winner. But again, I don't know. I don't really care. I love both of them pretty much
Yeah.
equally. There's both cinematography good in different ways, but like I would have loved if Autumn was the first African American woman to win in this category.
Yeah.
But like if it was going to lose to anything in the category, I'm happy it's One Battle. But we'll see. This could pull an upset. Let's see.
Yeah.
So and then moving on, production design. I don't really think we have to talk about this too much. Just everything's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this a lot. Like the juke joint is perfect. The segregated neighborhood. Oh my gosh. Everything was intentional. And
Yeah.
again, another category where Frankenstein wasn't here. This would win. Darn you, Frankenstein! You're gonna win all the tech category. Well, maybe Sinners can upset in one of them.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
would think probably like maybe costumes or makeup or something, but probably
it's
not production design.
it's Guillermo del Toro. You're not gonna be able to really win against him. Like,
No, definitely not. No, but I do think Sinners is second place in this category with like Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle, and Sinners. I think Sinners.
yeah,
I think Sinners is second here.
yeah.
Moving on, casting, dude. Can we talk about a great casting job?
Genuinely, when we were talking about, I mean, we talked like half the podcast about the acting. The most like stacked cast, incredible. Everyone brought such powerful performances to this movie. This is a new category, right?
Yeah, this is the first time this category's gonna happen, and this is on track to win this category.
I hope it does
I think
because
this will be the best first win of a category.
100%. And that's another thing that people don't realize is so difficult is finding people who work well and that energy is passed between each other and they all can tell that overall story and the themes and it just also looks like they're having fun together. And I think this production is definitely up there.
No, yeah, because I think some people think casting is just like, oh, we'll just get all these named people. Like, okay, maybe Michael B. Jordan is the only one that was pre-cast because he works with Ryan Coogler and everything, but everyone else like had to like Brian Coogler probably didn't. Brian Coogler didn't cast Miles Caton. The casting director discovered him, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So yeah, just for the Miles Caton discovery alone, honestly. No, but yeah. I honestly think this is my favorite casting job, and actually that's not true. Marty Supreme might be my favorite just because they cast so many non-actors in that movie.
Yeah.
But like Sinners is probably my second favorite, and it's really close. So if
Gotcha.
Sinners winning here, dude, all-timer victory in the first time in the category.
No, for sure.
All right, moving on. Sound design.
So
Standing ovation.
if there's going to be any movie that wins like best score or
This
soundtrack
isn't
or sound
score.
design,
This is the sound design of the movie.
yeah. It. I mean, we talked about it with the "I Lied to You" scene in surround sound. In the surround sound, you get literally you're hearing the blues guitar over here, and you're hearing the turntables over here, and behind you you're hearing the electric guitarist, and in front of you you're hearing African drums and dancing, and
Oh my gosh.
it's the design of the sound is so thematic. It's yeah.
I am worried this is not going to win because currently F1 has been winning in this category a lot. And here's the thing, I like F1. The sound design wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be because they relied a lot on the score in the racing scenes. And I just feel
Gotcha.
like I don't want another race car movie to just win because it's a race car movie. I want Sinners was the groundbreaking sound work to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that should be the one that wins. I mean, if F1 wins, it'll be fine. But like, guys, this is one Sinners should be winning, and it could pull an upset. It did win like a couple sound guilds, but like not as many as F1 did. But I'm like, please let this be a Sinners upset. I would love that. Please.
I mean, F1 is just going to be it lends itself so well to sound design and being able it's going to immerse you in feeling like you're there and everything. So both I think are good options.
Both I think are good options. F1 was not going to be a bad winner. That's all I'm going to say. I would really love if Sinners won here.
Yeah.
Okay then. Best original song, I Lied to You. Oh my gosh, what a song. What a song.
You could talk about any of the songs in this and
I'm
I'd
surprised
be like,
more of them aren't nominated.
right?
Like last time I saw The Sun, I feel like that might be my favorite song from the movie, and it's not here.
It's the way I literally got out of the theater and looked up when a vinyl was coming out so I could order it for myself. Both the score and the soundtrack.
Oh my god.
And I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, I'm buying this like as soon as it comes out. And Al and I, as we drove home talking about Sinners, listened to the score and the soundtrack as we were driving back.
Because as you should. No, it's incredible. Honestly, this thing, I don't know if I Lied to You is gonna win Best Song though.
What do you think it's
Because
gonna be?
Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh,
has
I
been-
forgot about that.
Again, like Sinners just has. It's been up against so many juggernauts, but it's been such a juggernaut itself, so it's like really hard. Because like I think K-pop's probably gonna win because it's won all the precursors. I Lied to You could pull an upset, but This is where I might deviate from you. I'm a Golden stan. I prefer that as a song to "I Lied to You."
No, here's what I'm gonna say. Golden is going to win. I love K-pop Demon Hunters. Loved it. So good. It's you also have to think about demographic as well. Not everyone's going to go watch a horror movie. Not everyone's going to go watch a black horror movie. And
Unfortunately.
not everyone's going to appreciate blues music. Golden is something everyone knows, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is a banger!"
Yeah.
So good, and I love to see that K-pop's getting more love and everything like that. So,
Also, like the guy who wrote "I Lied to You" is gonna win for score, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like he's gonna lose an Oscar.
it's
Speaking
what
of which,
Ludwig?
score. Ludwig Göransson. He's like the new best score maker because he
I
did
agree.
Oppenheimer and Black Panther, and he's doing the Odyssey score this year.
Okay, well, did you know he did Mandalorian score?
Well, he did the man. Oh, that's why it's so
Yeah.
good. Of course.
And he did Book of Boba Fett as well. Like he is
Goodness gracious.
the most incredible of recent time.
Because
and-
we go John Williams, then we go Hans Zimmer. He's next in line as like the new best.
I agree. The way he's able to transport you with the score. If Sinners doesn't win best score, I will throw hands.
It's been cleaning up in this category. It's been cleaning up. Because like I remember like when I saw the movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, the score is amazing, and then I see like score by Ludwig Göransson. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. This is gonna be his third Oscar, and I'm like, dude, this is incredible. No one else
mean-
deserves as much as he does.
I think about people talking about like the shots that feel long and stuff like that, those wide shots that set up the environment and the people in it. The reason those are so powerful and emotionally moving is because of the score.
Yes.
If it wasn't there, it would just be a silent shot of people just doing something like lighting a cigarette, sitting on a car like this. With that score, you go,
It's-
oh, my heart.
Yeah, I remember. I think if Sinners wasn't here, I think One Battle would win and Johnny Greenwood would win his first Oscar. But sorry, Johnny Greenwood, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Like, cause I love the One Battle score; it's incredible. But like, guys, Sinners, the score is the movie.
Yeah.
How do you vote against it?
Yeah.
Okay, then moving on. Best original screenplay. No need to say anything there. This is going to win. It won every single precursor, even BAFTA, which I was surprised by.
Oh, wow.
But it won BAFTA over Sentimental Value. And honestly, I think that Sinners would be my pick in the category too. So
What is it running against in the category?
Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
It's gonna be Sinners.
It's gonna be Sinners. Like, I love Marty Supreme. I think maybe I said I would vote for it in the Marty Supreme video, but I've thought about it since then. I'm like, dude, because like Sinners, guys, it's the most original concept, but also the dialogue. Because I remember rewatching the scenes. I'm like, as I said, I forgot how good the dialogue in Sinners was. Because I hear people online go like, it's the most original concept, but it's not the best dialogue. I'm like, no, it is the best dialogue, or it's at least on par with all the other dialogue plus the originalness. Shut up. This is gonna be a great winner, and it's Coogler's first Oscar.
It has everything that makes a good screenplay. There's humor in it, but it's not like we're gonna throw in a joke now to lighten the mood. It's
Taika Waititi.
it's literally perfect. It feels grounded, and again, like we were talking about, all of the themes, and they're all there, and they're in both the score and in the screenplay, but especially in the screenplay and dialogue, and you can pick at it for hours. I have. It's so perfect.
Yeah, you probably picked at that for longer than we've recorded right now.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, don't feel bad. That's one of the best things you can do. All right, moving on. Supporting actress Wunmi Musaku, great nomination. Great nomination.
I agree.
She has a chance to win, except this is a big three-way race between her, Amy Madigan, and Teyana Taylor. I think any of them could take this.
What
We don't
what
know
are the
yet.
other two for which movies again?
Okay, so Amy Madigan for Weapons and Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another. And then the other
Yeah.
two nominated in the category are Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value and Inga Ipsdar Lilius for Sentimental Value. They don't have a chance of winning because they didn't win any precursors. So this is between Amy Madigan, Teyana Taylor, and Wunmi Musaku. And I have no idea who's going to win.
Any
If of them
any
win,
are
though,
fine.
Any of those, great win. And Wunmi,
Yeah.
great nomination.
Yeah.
Delroy Lindo, baby. Delroy Lindo, supporting actor. I'm so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, as I said, I was sad Paul Mescal was snubbed. I do think he was one of my favorite supporting performances of the year. Delroy Lindo is one of the only people I'm okay leapfrogged him.
Yeah.
Delroy Lindo deserves this so much because he steals the show.
He's best supporting actor, and who's he going up against again?
So he's going up against Benicio del Toro, one battle after another, Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein, Sean Penn, one battle after another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value.
Here's the thing. I don't know if people are going to... I feel like Delta Slim is kind of an underrated character.
Yeah.
It is wonderful that Delroy got the best supporting actor, and I think he definitely deserves it as an actor. I don't know if compared to some of the other performances, if he's going to get it. But I think, personally, I think he should get it. I think he did an amazing job. But that being said, I also haven't seen the others. So whatever.
As someone who's seen all of these, Delroy, I think Delroy and Skarsgård would be the people who I'm like, I would love if they won because I love them as people, and neither of them have won before. The thing is, though, I have to be honest, even though I don't really like this person and he's won twice, I do think he gave the best performance, and it is Sean Penn in one battle. And I think he's on track to win because he won both the SAG and the BAFTA. But if there is one person in this category who would beat him, I think it is Delroy Lindo.
Okay, got it.
So we will keep our eyes open for a Delroy Lindo upset. I don't think it's going to happen, but there is a slight chance it's going to. So let's keep our eyes peeled for it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Leading actor Michael B. Jordan. What else needs to be said, everyone? I feel like in my Marty Supreme video, I kind of did him dirty because I was like, oh yeah, he was pretty good. That's not my reaction at all. I walked out of that theater going, he was incredible. I was just mainly trying to hype up Timothy because it was the Marty Supreme video, but dude, B. Jordan's also incredible, guys. Like, I don't want to understate that at all. He's just, like, because I saw some people saying, like, oh, he's not going to get nominated for this. And I'm like, no, let him be nominated. What are you doing? Nominate the man.
I mean, I think about the first movie I saw him in, which was Black Panther.
Oh my gosh, so good.
And I walked out of that theater as a kid, you know, I was, like 12 at the time. And I was blown away by his performance, and it's always stuck with me. I mean, when I think about the first Black Panther movie, I think about Michael B. Jordan.
As you should. And here's the thing. He is on track to win the Oscar, actually.
Oh, good.
So surprised.
Good.
Because he won the SAG. It's because no one won the BAFTA because Robert A. Armayo won the BAFTA. He's not nominated at the Oscars. So
Gotcha.
Between Timothy and Michael B. Jordan, except Michael now has the momentum because he has the industry prize over Timothy. Because maybe Timothy would have won the BAFTA, but we don't know that. We can't pretend like, oh, he was in second. We can't do that. If he wins, we'll know that, but like we can't like use that as a way to predict him. But like Michael's also in the stronger movie because Sinners is, at least at the Oscars, has more nominations, more momentum, more wins behind it. Because Marty Supreme is now only a prospect for Timothy, so it's between the two. I would personally prefer Timothy as a performance, but if Michael wins, it's going to be an all-timer performance.
I, again, haven't seen Timothy's performance in Marty Supreme.
You'll love it.
I'm getting to it.
You're a busy man.
Unfortunately, working all the time. But I love Timothée Chalamet. I think he's an incredible actor. I think Michael B. Jordan deserves his dues. And I think Timothy has enjoyed a lot of time in the spotlight. I remember his, was it Best Actor he received a couple years ago where he gave
for SAG.
It was his speech where he's like, I plan on putting in the work and still being the best.
That's not what he said. He said, I want to go down. I want to try to be one of the greats.
Yes, that. And it came across as very humble and like good work ethic and everything. Being in so many things recently, I heard a speech of his. I can't remember precisely what he said, but it felt a little entitled
Was
and
it
arrogant.
the ballet opera thing?
I might have been. I can't remember where it was.
I kind of think people are blowing that out of proportions. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but it is a little like, dude, you kind of feel like you're on a little bit of a pedestal here. You need to tone it down.
I'm not saying I'm not saying
Timothy
Chalamet's like a bad person at all because I love him. I think it felt a little arrogant and entitled to me, and I was like, don't love that. And so I'm sort of like, let Michael win this one. Michael,
This one.
both of them gave stellar performances, and I think Michael gave two stellar. That's the thing. Timothy gave a stellar performance. Michael gave two stellar performances
In the same movie, which is, again, as we stated, cannot be understated. No, so yeah, so Michael wins is going to be incredible. Timothy wins, I'll be happy too.
Yep.
Like, I will be happy with either one. Heck, if anyone in this category wins, this is one of the best categories we've ever had.
No,
So,
100%.
yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy with anything that's going to happen. And, dude, because I think some people are like, well, Timothy's had more nominations, so it'll probably be him. Like, Michael should have had at least 2 nominations by now. Why was he not nominated for Black Panther? Why was he not nominated for Creed? What are we doing?
Yeah, no, for real.
No, so yeah, so like this will be like he so deserves this, and if he doesn't win and Timothy wins, it'll be deserved too. Like again, there's no way to lose here, guys. There's really no way to lose here.
It's also not going to be the end of Michael B. Jordan, and he's just going to continue to show up and provide banger after banger.
As long
after
as
banger.
Kugler keeps making movies, B. Jordan will keep giving banger performances.
Yes, yes.
Speaking of Kugler, best director, my man.
Who is he going against?
Okay, so he's up against Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, and Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value.
Okay. I listened to an interview with Chloe Zhao, and loved what she had to say about the movie and her direction with it. And here's the thing. Sinners was a perfect movie for me. It is not going to be a perfect movie for everyone. But what Sinners did, and the reason it was so perfect for me, and the direction it went, and like we're talking about with the intersection of so many different things of vampires and Southern Gothic and Christianity and music and spiritualism and root and all of those things and community, and it's so incredibly intentional, and the cinematography and the score, the direction of the movie is second to none.
No, genuinely, I love it so much, and I think again, I think Kugler is second place here in this category.
One battle?
One battle. PTA won every single thing this year, every single thing. But I know a lot of people are saying in the anonymous ballots, like Paul Thomas Anderson's going to win, but I'm going to vote for Ryan Coogler because I want him to have something. I think that definitely shows he's in second place, and people are passionate about his direction.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win over PTA. I think both directions are incredible. I slightly prefer PTA, but if Coogler wins, I'm not going to be like, no, PTA was robbed. What are you talking about?
Right.
I mean, if there's the off chance that PTA loses screenplay and direction, then I will say he's robbed, but he's at least, both of them are at least winning screenplay, so it's hard for me to say either of them will be robbed by this. Both will walk away with an Oscar.
It's so difficult because it's been such a good year for new movies.
I hate that it's almost such a good year because then they compete against each other, as I've said multiple times. But yeah, again, if Coogler somehow does the impossible and pulls an upset, I won't be like, no, stop that, get him off the stage. I'll be like, whoa, wait, that's insane. I can't believe that's happening, but go Ryan Coogler, baby.
Yeah.
If that happens, Sinners is winning Best Picture for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, actually, wait, let's go really quick before Best Picture. Were there any, it's hard to say there are any snubs because it got nominated in every category, but I guess any actors you feel like maybe could have gotten a acting I don't know, actually. I think Miles Caton was in talks, but I think he's in a weird spot because he was nominated for supporting actor at SAG. But the thing is, he's in a weird spot where he's technically the lead, but he's also supporting. He's in that weird spot where I feel like you can't really put him anywhere. I would have loved he was nominated, though.
And I think it's also difficult because this is just the start of his career. And I think that there are other supporting actors, like Delroy Lindo, who deserve that nomination, who are also more of a supporting role. And so I think we just have to wait and see where Miles Caton is coming from and like what else he does.
I do think if one more could have been thrown into the category, though, Jack O'Connell would have been a great supporting actor nomination.
Yeah. No,
but
for
again,
sure.
I'm not mad he missed because Delroy Lindo was nominated, but like if we had to nominate another person for Sinners, I think Jack O'Connell. But again, it's hard to say Sinners is snuff for everything when it got 16 nominations.
It was such a good movie.
Again, actually, the only thing I'd say it's snuff for is last time I saw The Sun should have got nominated for Best Song.
Yeah, I could agree. I could agree with that.
The song category, they've got a bunch of weird songs nominated. This category should be dominated by Sinners and K-pop Demon Hunters. Those are the only songs that should be here.
100% agree with you.
All right, moving on now. Best Picture. I don't think I have to ask you. I think you think this is your Best Picture choice, isn't it?
So, here's what I'll say. For me, it is my best picture, 100%. Do I think it is going to win best picture? No. Do I think it deserves best picture? Not necessarily. It is not for everyone. It is a horror movie. It's campy. Like people say, it goes a million different directions. And I love that. It is so incredibly, like, macro, you know?
Yeah.
It combines everything I love, which is why it is my best picture. I do not think it's going to win best picture, and I do not think it necessarily deserves it. If a horror movie won best picture, incredible, amazing. But horror movies tend to not do that because it is a very specific audience.
I think the last one that did that was Silence of the Lambs, and that's like known as the best horror movie of all time.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think that this has an outside shot of winning Best Picture, because One Battle is its only competition, and I know that Sinners is a huge passion pick for a lot of people, and Sinners is winning key prizes, like Michael B. Jordan's probably going to win Best Actor,
Yeah.
and Coogler's winning Screenplay, and then Score, and like, it can upset in a bunch of the tech categories, so, and Woody's in the conversation, Delroy's in the conversation, so if this, and it's going to win casting, so
Yeah.
if something upsets One Battle, it's going to be Sinners, and it'll be an all-timer victory, but I'm with you. I think One Battle is probably going to win Best Picture, and it's going to be very deserved. Heck, either one of these two is going to be one of the best.
Again, incredible year for movies.
Incredible year. And I'll say, as I slowly, again, on the Best Picture nominees ranking, Sinners is my number 4. Sinners is incredible. I know we've gushed about this for so long. You're like, how is this not number 1? I'm like, guys, it's just one of the best years for movies, and it's a 10 out of 10 for me. There are like 4 10 out of 10s, like, because the other 3 I have above are also 10 out of 10.
Can I hear your 4? I don't know your 4 yet. I need to hear
I've been slowly drip feeding on the channel. So for everyone, as a reminder, so number 1, One Battle. Number 2, Hamnet. Number 3, Marty Supreme. Number 4, Sinners. Number 5, Frankenstein. Number 6, Train Dreams. And number 10, F1.
I agree with you, I think. Yeah. I again, haven't seen most of them, but I don't think Sinners is going to be top Best Picture. I think that there are more accessible movies that focus in on a more specific demographic and message that will win Best Picture.
Yeah, like One Battle is good. I think Hamnet and Marty Supreme and Train Dreams have no chance. This is One Battle of Sinners, and either one wins, we as the people win, and that's what matters. But also, people online putting down One Battle to put up Sinners and putting down Sinners to put up One Battle. Stop. They're both 10 out of 10 movies. They're both good movies at the very least.
Yeah.
Be happy that like one of those is going to win Best Picture, and Warner Bros. Gets its best year ever in its last year, unfortunately.
Be happy that we're getting like some of the most incredible movies in recent history. You know?
Genuinely, 2025 should go down as one of the best years for movies ever.
Yeah.
I'm serious. All right, this is my longest episode yet, and Max, thanks so much for doing this. This has been so much fun. I've loved.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you got better and that you weren't sick. All right, everyone. Max, yes. I do this with everyone. I want you to give us a film hot take before you leave.
Oh, gosh. I don't know if I have any... Okay. My personal opinion. Horror is one of the most underrated categories of movies, and everyone can become a horror fan. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best category of film, but in my mind, for me, it is. Nothing deals with our basic understanding of, because like I said earlier, art is understanding the world around us. Horror is the most base understanding of humanity because it is fear and hope. Horror is not fear. If you want violence and fear, that's a slasher.
Yeah.
Horror is about the intersection of that hope and that fear and that resilience, and what we learn from it. And in my mind, everyone can become a horror fan. You just need to find the right movie.
Yeah, I completely agree. I also feel like it's become cooler to like horror movies now, and I'm like, you guys are all people who would make fun of people for liking horror movies. You guys owe people an apology because like. Now it's cool. It's only cool because now Sinners and like Frankenstein have helped pave the way. I feel like, and Sixth Sense,
and like, Scream and stuff like that.
Scream, but I'm like, people dive into more of the horror stuff. You'll like it. I guarantee you. Like, look past because like Sinners is like a good gateway. I feel like, but like dive into the trenches, guys. Commit. You'll love it.
Find weird, campy indie horror movies. Things like
Ugly Stepsister.
Ugly Stepsister. It's more of a comedy, but Lake Michigan Monster is like modeled after those old B-roll monster movies. And just find something, guys. It's so good.
It's good. All right. Well, thanks again, Max, for being on the podcast.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate you being here. All right. I'm Levi Nuttall, Inglorious Film Nerd. We out.
Bye.